Okay, firstly I want to start with why I want to be your president. As you can probably tell from my accent, I'm from Liverpool, so I'm very passionate about the city, and with that comes a great passion for this university and the student union. A big part of that is keeping the students in Liverpool, and the student union can play a huge part in that, I think. One of my manifesto points is I would like to get more involvement with local businesses' employment, so we can do that through mentor schemes, workshops. So when you finish here, you're set up, you're ready. You know, there's jobs out there, and they know your face, so you will be. You're going to be the top pick. Above Liverpool Uni, they'll know you, they'll want you. Another manifesto point of mine is student rep training. At the moment, we've just been introduced some new rep training, which is excellent. But I found on my course, the process of getting student reps, it was a bit wishy-washy. There wasn't enough information for lecturers or students. So as a student union, we want to know what students, want. So we need to take responsibility of that, provide the information, provide more support so student unions can, allocate student reps that will, be there for them and listen to them so we know what you want. Another big point for me is I actually trained as a nurse. It wasn't here, but it was at Edge Hill. And there's a big difference with vocational to non-vocational courses. I think that if we as a student union have more bridges with professional bodies such as the Nursing and Midwifery Council, we can be their voice and we can put change within their courses as well, and they can be a part of the student union as well, because at the moment a lot of mature students, a lot of vocational courses, they don't feel a part of the student body. So I would love to bring my passion to ensure that happens.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Sam Davis, currently your Vice President Activities, but wanting to be your new President next year, not necessarily improved, but the new one. So yeah, just a few reasons. Obviously, I've been on my first year in term in office as Vice President Activities, and as much as it's been wonderful working with a lot of our teams that are here tonight, so thank you for supporting. I do want to take that next level and represent all students across the university as President. So a few things that I want to do is, obviously, the big thing is we are moving from this building, we're moving onto campus. This is so exciting for us because, we've all seen the bar. It's not the biggest footfall in the world, even though we do really great, cheap drinks. It's not the best events ever, so we're going to be where students are. We're going to see 1,000 students every day, so this is no better opportunity than to speak to them on a day-to-day basis, have that interaction, build them personal relationships with them, and represent them as we should be doing, as that's what we're in for the job for. Bigger, better freshers and refreshers fair coming your way if you elect me. Obviously, I've seen it, done it this year. I want to build on that. We are moving, we're not going to have this lovely building, so finding exciting new locations that can reach out to a lot more students than we currently do. At the minute, reading weeks don't actually exist in the university, but some people really want them, some people just don't. We're currently in conversations with the university, and I want to ensure that the conversations carry on next year. So I want to see if reading weeks are suitable for everyone. They might not be, but whether we have transition weeks, it's time to catch up on stuff. But if you're in the labs, you might not necessarily want them, so I'll make sure that your voice is heard as well. And finally, we're doing a lot on employability this year. That's really vital for me. Something that I feel quite passionate about. Once you've graduated, we've done it, me, Dan and Curtis, and you realise that you need to get that CV brushed up. I'm going to focus on ways where we can make you more employable, look at the future after third year comes, because it does come around very, very quickly. So yeah, please, if you do vote for me, Josh, Dan and Lorraine, we will make your voice our voice. Thank you.
The first question that I'm going to ask them is, if we start with Hayley, how do you feel about university fees at £9,000? Do you think it should be reversed, and how would you lead a campaign for this if you did want to reverse it?
Well, yeah, 9,000 fees is absolutely ridiculous, but I don't know whether it is realistic for it to be reversed at the moment, so we need to get as much as we can out of them £9,000 fees. We could do that through, at the moment the student union's brought in the £50 printed credit. I want to re-evaluate that, ask students how they feel about that, possibly move it to, well, first of all, it needs to be universal for all the students. Not every student at the university gets that. Secondly, at the moment, I don't know about you, but I just blew all mine on library fines. I didn't use it for printing. So maybe if we could expand it and give it over 3 years, separate intervals, it could be used better. We could use that money better, because sometimes the students, we do need a bit of help in managing our money a bit. So yeah, we just need to find different ways of getting more money out of the university and using the space as well. Actually, in the library at the moment, I went to the library and 3 rooms were empty, not used. I needed a room, there was no rooms. We need to find ways of opening these spaces up so we can use them and utilise them.
Thank you.
Yeah, as said before, I probably wouldn't have come to university if I was to pay the £9 fee, so I really feel for you all who are. But obviously, in an ideal world, I would absolutely go back to the old fees, because £9 is extortionate. But the reality is, it's a government thing, and we have a very good relationship with the President and Vice Presidents currently within NUS. And if you vote for me, Josh, Lorraine, Dan and Craig Alexander for be your NUS delegates, we can continue to lobby NUS to lobby the government on getting them fees down. But in the meantime, obviously, to kind of go on the back of what these two have said, it is all about the time here, and we want to campaign. Something I want to try and do next year as an SU is to campaign where is your money going, because sometimes we get a lot of complaints from students is, you know, my lecture, the strikes has come into it. If you're missing them lectures, where is that money going? Do you want money back? You know, we try and deal with individual cases. It's all about the teaching quality. That is something that is really, obviously our Vice President Academic Quality resigned this year, so me and Dan and Curtis have split that representation. So I've been, as much as I've been doing activities, I've also done a lot more academic, so I can kind of see, you know, I've been on these committees where we see we're working with the deans of the faculties and people who are high level. So, you know, we are lobbying the university to say to students, where is this money going, what are they getting for it, and I continue to do that next year if you elect me.
What's on the strikes at the moment?
Okay, so as I just said, the strikes have been ongoing, and as for the first strike that came along, I think a lot of the feel from our students was, well, hey, a day off. But as you've known, and it probably will have affected a lot of you lot, they've been weekly, and they're coming more and more. There's boycotts rumoured to be going on, and the fact of the matter is, yeah, it is all about equal pay, and teachers, we want the best teaching quality for our students. The way I see it is, as in my position now, and if I get elected next year, is we will support the staff in terms of they have the right to strike for fair pay, because we want the best teaching for students at John Moore University. However, my heart lies with the students, so if the students are disrupted, if their marks being in threat because the lecturer's not there on that day where they're supposed to be marking the dissertation, that's when I'm going to get a little bit angry and maybe speak to the lecturers about when are you going to do that for our students, because you know, your voice is my voice. Thank you.
As a sociology student, our lecturers have been completely and utterly behind the strike, so we've had a lot of disruption on our courses, which obviously has caused a lot of anger and frustration. I feel though personally, and that we need to channel that frustration, as you're saying, but in conjunction with the lecturers as well, but only through. At the moment, we're working on a petition to demand for our money back for all these lectures you know, all the lectures we've missed. Hopefully this letter will be coming out in the next few weeks so we can get signatures. In this letter we can say we want our money back, we want better working conditions for our lecturers, because if we get better working conditions for our lecturers, we get better education, we'll enjoy our education more. So as president of the student union, I think we should support, but also we need to listen to you and the ways in which we can give back to students on what we've missed. But to end the strikes, we do need to get angry and frustrated, but that does not necessarily mean we need to be against the lecturers.